The galaxy had always dismissed Earth as a newborn world, a civilization still crawling toward the edges of the stars. When the first Terran ships appeared on the galactic registry, their metal hulls were considered primitive curiosities rather than vessels of power. Humanity's reach seemed small, their knowledge limited, their influence non-existent. To the ancients of the cosmos, they were infants in a universe ruled by empires millions of years older. Yet the universe forgot that youth and ignorance were not the same thing. The Galactic Assembly had watched the rise of humanity with mild amusement. Their diplomats spoke of patience and guidance, offering trade routes and conditional alliances, expecting worship in return. To them, humans were just another emerging race to be tamed and absorbed. But humanity had a peculiar habit. They listened to no one, obeyed no ancient rule, and feared no throne among the stars. When Earth's first colony ships entered the outer spiral, they were greeted with warning beacons. Signs carved in plasma across the void declared ownership of space by the oldest powers. Yet the Terrans ignored them. They settled where they pleased, built their domes on barren worlds, mined in forbidden zones, and expanded without apology. The elder races grew restless. They had seen countless species crushed beneath the weight of cosmic law. They expected Earth to do the same, but humanity did not bend. Their ships multiplied like seeds cast into the wind. Each new system they entered bore the mark of ingenuity, resilience, and audacity. The galaxy soon whispered of how these so-called primitives tamed neutron storms, turned black holes into energy wells, and mapped wormholes thought impossible to stabilize. Still, the assembly scoffed. To them, humans were clever, yes, but still children playing with dangerous toys they could not possibly understand. Then came the signal from Orion's Edge. A deep space observatory, manned by a dozen human scientists, recorded something impossible. It was not a natural frequency or any form of known communication. It was structured beyond mathematics, layered beyond physics. The observatory transmitted the data to Earth, and what followed shook the scientific world. The signal was older than the galaxy itself. Its origin was from the dark void between clusters, an abyss where no star burned, where time itself moved differently. Humanity listened. For decades, researchers struggled to interpret it. The assembly demanded the data be surrendered, calling it forbidden. But Earth refused. They had seen how the elder races hid knowledge that challenged their power. Humanity had no interest in kneeling before mystery, so they decoded it. The first breakthrough came from a linguist named Aaron. He discovered that the signal was not a message in any common sense. It was an equation written in waveforms, a symphony of logic so vast that even advanced AI cores struggled to comprehend it. It described not just how matter behaved, but why existence itself persisted. It was not just communication, it was creation. When the assembly heard of this, they panicked. A coalition of 10 elder species demanded that Earth cease all experiments. They warned of cataclysm, claiming that such knowledge was forbidden since the dawn of galactic order. But humanity ignored the warnings. To them, discovery was sacred. Knowledge was not a sin. Years passed. Earth's brightest minds worked in silence beneath the crust of Mars, in stations orbiting dying suns, and aboard quantum vessels that drifted between dimensions. The universe watched in growing unease. They had seen young races rise before, but never one that looked at the laws of reality and decided to rewrite them. Then one night, across the galactic relay network came the impossible. Earth's signal echoed back. The same frequency, but now altered, shaped by human minds. The waveform that had once whispered creation's code now sang with human intent. It was beautiful, terrifying, and divine. Every sensor across the galactic rim lit up. Ancient machines awoke in forgotten vaults. Empires halted wars mid-battle. The universe itself seemed to listen. The Galactic Assembly demanded explanation. Earth responded with silence. A week later, a single Terran vessel appeared above the Assembly's central world. It was unlike any ship ever seen. No visible engines, no thrusters, no identifiable metal. It shimmered like light trapped in a dream. The delegates waited, fearful and curious. The ship did not send a hail, yet its presence was felt within every mind. Then a voice echoed. Not through speakers, not through channels, but through existence itself. We have learned the first word. The assembly trembled. They understood the meaning at once. The signal from the void had been the language of creation, the tongue used by those who first shaped galaxies. To learn even one word was to command reality at its root. No species was meant to wield it, but humanity had. The Terran ship vanished as quietly as it came. Across the stars, strange phenomena began to occur. Dead worlds bloomed with new life. Stars thought long extinguished flickered awake. Energy storms stabilized where chaos had ruled for eons. It was as if the universe itself responded to humanity's whisper. Fear spread like wildfire. The elder races called for an emergency convocation. They accused Earth of tampering with cosmic balance. They demanded surrender of the knowledge. Yet every attempt to locate the source failed. Human colonies had gone silent, but not because they were destroyed, because they no longer operated on ordinary frequencies. They had transcended something unseen. Within decades, humanity vanished from the galactic map. Worlds once thriving with Terran life now shimmered with anomalous readings. Time and matter behaved differently there. Ships sent to investigate never returned. The Assembly declared those regions forbidden, calling them the Shrouded Systems. A century passed. New generations of galactic citizens grew up hearing stories of the vanished Terrans, the reckless youth of the cosmos who dared to speak with gods. Many dismissed it as myth, but every 1,000 years the universe seemed to hum softly, as if remembering their voice. Then the hum became a roar. At the edge of the Andromedan expanse, an ancient observatory awakened after 10,000 years of dormancy. Its instruments detected a disturbance spreading through the fabric of space itself. The energy pattern matched the one humanity had broadcast centuries ago, but this time, it was larger, refined, alive. Across the stars, forgotten machines, monoliths from civilizations long dead activated. They recognized the frequency, the last of the ancient keepers, beings who had hidden since before time stirred from slumber. They knew that only those who understood creation's tongue could summon such resonance. Humanity had returned. The first sign was the light. A soft glow spread across the void between galaxies, forming shapes no telescope could fully capture. To those who watched, it looked like a bridge of pure energy connecting the Milky Way to countless other realms. Then came the sound, a pulse that carried emotion and thought, a universal rhythm that bypassed language. Every sentient being felt it. It was not conquest. It was declaration. Humanity had mastered the second word. This time they did not hide. Their ships emerged from the Shrouded Systems, vast and serene, formed not of matter but of harmonic resonance. They bent light without effort, drifted through stars unharmed, and carried within them the signature of creation itself. They communicated without sound, through shared understanding. Every being who encountered them heard a single truth within their mind, an assurance, not a threat. We are no longer young. The Assembly tried to speak but found no words. Every attempt at diplomacy or confrontation dissolved before the presence of beings who had touched the essence of the universe. Humanity did not rule. They simply existed in harmony with laws they now understood. Their ships seeded light across barren systems, reigniting dead galaxies, reviving balance where entropy had claimed victory. The elder races watched as their ancient monuments crumbled before this quiet perfection. There was no war, no conquest, only transformation. Worlds that had been dying for millennia began to heal. Black holes stabilized. Energy flowed in patterns long lost since the dawn. Humanity had not just learned to create, they had learned to sustain. The Assembly gathered one last time. The oldest of them, beings who remembered the first stars, asked a single question through the universal channel. What are you now? The reply came not in words, but in a wave that passed through all of existence. Every consciousness heard it, felt it, understood it. We are what was meant to be. And just like that, the Terran fleet ascended beyond space. Their forms dissolved into streams of radiant code that merged with the cosmic background. Stars aligned into new constellations, spelling out patterns that no one could decipher but all could feel. The universe itself seemed to hum with gratitude. Eras passed. Civilizations rose and fell. The Assembly itself faded into history. Yet across every inhabited world, every race, there remained a single shared legend. It spoke of a species that had once been mocked as young, foolish, and small, a species that reached for the unknown and found the foundation of existence. They said that when the stars flicker in patterns no one can predict, it is the echo of human thought drifting through eternity. That sometimes when ships travel near the voids between galaxies, they hear faint whispers not of warning, but of creation itself, gentle, guiding, endless. For humanity never truly vanished. They became part of the grand equation, the living code behind every atom, every law, every star. They had spoken in the language of creation, not to ER,